a lot of money. Anyways, you can blame Vinod for all this. The second problem I have with Vinod's speech is that I disagree with his 50% parents' gene and 10% something else and 40% ethics. In my life, it's one third, one third, one third. One third genes, one third ethics, and one third a picture of Deepika Padukone and Priyanka Chopra on my desk. What happened to that, Vinod? Happiness? Okay, 40%. So let's go back a few years. Let's go back to 1500, the year 1500. The population of the world is 600 million, and India has about 150 million of that population, 25% of the world's population in India. The good news is, in the year 1500, people of Madurai are amongst the richest people in the world. People of Chennai, people of Tamil Nadu, and people of India are the richest in the world in the year 1500. In the year 1600, people of Madurai are among the richest people in the world. 1700, same drama. People of Madurai are amongst the richest people in the world. India was the richest country in the world. 1400, 1500, 1600, 1700, 1750. Our forefathers were the richest people in the world. But what happened? We don't feel like that right now, that we in Madurai are amongst the richest people in the world. The good news is, one day we will feel like that again. It's a matter of time. Another 50 years, another 100, another 200, another 300 years. People of Madurai will be back to be amongst the richest people in the world. Now, people of Madurai, you're probably not very happy that there is Chennai. That's this big gorilla in Tamil Nadu, and people of Madurai are maybe not happy that, hey, people of Mumbai have Bollywood, and maybe people of Madurai are not happy that there's people in Delhi, the capital of the world, and the richest per capita income and all of that. But I promised you I'll bring you happiness. So how would you like to be living in one of the 640,000 villages in India? How would you like to be living in the 25,000 villages of Tamil Nadu? So compared to that, we're doing great in Madurai, right? So it's all relative. So then 1750 happened, and India stopped being the richest country in the planet. By the way, from literally 2300 BC, when human beings first walked into Madurai, to 1750, India had 25% of the world's wealth, and China had 25% of the world's wealth. Europe had 25% of the world's wealth, and the rest of the world, the other 196 countries, had 25% of the world's wealth. You want to know what percentage of the world's wealth the United States had in 1750? You guessed it, 0. In 1776, when US got independence, the population was 3 million. All farmers, all immigrants from other countries. 1750, world share of wealth, United States, 0. Year 2000, 30% of the world's wealth. 5% of the world lives in the United States, 30% of the world's wealth. India, 1750, 25% of the world's population, 25% of the world's wealth. Year 2000, 18% of the world's population, 2.5% of the world's wealth. We lost 90% of wealth proportion in 250 years. Okay, we can worry about how that happened, and let's not worry about it. It happened. You can read history, and we all know what happened. But here's the interesting chart. By the way, one of the most beautiful charts to build your self-esteem, and I told you you'll be very happy. I want you to know how smart and rich and powerful your forefathers were. I want you to see a picture of how good and how rich India was. And we were able to do it back then, which means we can do it today. So just Google the world GDP the last 500 years, and it'll show you a map of the world's GDP of the last 500 years. And you'll see how India was, there were times in 1675, India had 30% of the world's wealth. You will see that chart and it's going to make you very happy. And it's going to make you happy that our forefathers were created all that wealth. So here's the deal. Let's look at what this chart of the last 500 years of GDP of the wealth of the world, the last 500 years. Imagine what this chart's going to look like 500 years from now. And I guarantee you this is how this chart's going to look like in the year 2500. India will have 20% of the world's population. India is going to surpass China's population in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, depending on whose numbers you believe. And can you imagine when that happens in 2022, 2025? Can you imagine there'll be more Indians in this world than any other nationality? Like we would have arrived, right? If nothing else, we can create babies, right?